Are you aware that before TINUBU came in, it got so bad that we started borrowing to pay subsidy? The president came in and said, this is all. Go and look at the IMF ranking then. If there is any color worse than red, we are in that color. The president came in and said, no. Because you cannot attract investors. You are not a viable economy. Nobody can come in. Today, as a result of the president's intervention and economic reforms, of course, yes, we bore the brunt. But at some point, we saw things started because, first of all, the price of fuel and energy began to be determined by the market forces of demand and supply, which was elementary economics. For people like us that studied economics in secondary school, they say the prices of product are determined by the market forces of demand and supply. It was elementary economics and no longer fixed by the government through the very crooked and corrupt subsidy regime. Apart from that, the fact that most people corruptly enrich themselves, because the moment you subsidize the price of those petroleum products, it means you sell far cheaper than is obtainable in other countries. Yes, subsidy is a very noble initiative, but the problem is that the country could not manage it because of corruption. Because it meant that people will import fuel, collect subsidy, smuggle the same fuel outside of Nigeria because they've collected money to sell it outside where it sells actually costlier. These were, and many more, were part of the economic issues in such a way that even in 2023, remember, almost all the presidential candidates of major political parties agreed that the subsidy regime was unsustainable. Don't mind the fact that TINUBU is the president. If any other person had become president, whether the Labour Party candidate or the PDP candidate, if they had removed subsidy, what was obtainable is the same thing that would have happened in that person's government. Nothing else. There was nothing you could have done. What is obtainable today is because it meant that the price of fuel will be determined by the international price of crude oil. It's simple. This is basic and elementary economics.
In all this, you mean that TINUBU met something that I've already spoiled?
Absolutely. In fact, I think it's the governor of Anambra State that said that the economy TINUBU inherited was a standing dead horse. You know, when something is dead, it should fall. So, but this horse was standing. So, looking at it from afar, it looks as if that horse was still alive, but it was dead, but it was still standing. Are you aware that at some point in this country, the previous administration, I don't know how to liken that administration, even though it's still an APC government, the previous administration was literally printing naira notes to pay salary. Economists will tell you what it means to literally print currency that is backed by nothing. The next thing is
inflation.
Inflation. Massive inflation. And so, yes, to the extent that the TINUBU administration is an APC government, yes, he has the blame. But as a person that there are meaningful economic turnaround happening today is because of his bold effort in driving our economy, at least to pull out of. Today, you noticed, inflation is easing off. The only thing is the war in the Gulf region is what seems to have changed everything. The energy prices, everything is skyrocketing again. But look at late last year, the prices of food, rice, other staple food actually came very down. Because in the long run, you know, I love economics. Economists will tell you, they talk about the long run. There are short-term gains and there are long-term gains. In the short term, of course, you're going to feel the impact, the pressure, the hardship and everything. That is a necessary corollary of the economic reforms that the president undertook, of which anybody that wanted the progress of Nigeria would have done the same thing. So we are looking at how do we build the investor confidence for people to know that this is a viable economy for investors to come. And if you go abroad, You see the value. Funny enough, most people that are criticizing that administration, they go abroad, they see the prices of things, they keep quiet. Yeah.
I don't know why you people are trying so hard to demonize the government of Buhari. This is a government that even Apuga's Willie Obiano's government eulogized. Because I remember when Apuga was sending delegates to Abuja, if you can remember, the likes of to go and greet President Buhari, the likes of Anyagodem, to go and identify with him.
You see, you must understand something.
If you can remember,
you must understand something. There's a difference between, well, the party and then the government, of course.
There must be.
I'm coming. I said you must understand certain things. You see, as a party, whether you like it or not, we must play the survival strategy. It's key. But I'm telling you, what we do now, because remember then, under Buhari, we produced presidential candidates twice. That tells you the level of support that we gave that government. We had our presidential candidates.
Which you were actually saying it was not the best.
Maybe.
Now.
But the fact remains, the point I'm making is, it tells you the level of support or relationship we enjoyed. But at the same time, we live in Nigeria and we understand the powers, the humongous powers of the federal government. If the federal government sneezes, APGA can go into extinction. That's why I said, the crafters of that policy on supporting the government at the center saw it more or less as a survival strategy. But I'm telling you the fact. What led, because within the government of the Buhari government, apart from what I may say, the rhetorical support, there was nothing deep to show that deep-seated relationship between the government of Buhari and our party. Nothing. It's not in terms of appointment, not in terms of anything. No consideration was given to us. Today, you can see a deep-rooted relationship. Because we believe that as progressive, we must partner along ideological lines. And whether you like it or not, people have, I'm not saying that TINUBU is a messiah. That's not the point I'm making. Or that he has enthroned a perfect system. But the fact remains that he has been able to drive bold economic reforms. I said, just Google, don't take what I say. Just listen to core economists. Tell you that this man has been touted as one of the people that take the bold, albeit hard decisions to move. He did it in Lagos as governor of Lagos, and he's doing it today in the country. The economy is turning around, no doubt. There are indices. It's not. Don't take what I say. Google.
So TINUBU is meeting what he did not prepare for. Is that what you're saying? Because now, see.
I understand your point.
Wait. You know, before you contest for a particular position,
absolutely,
you're meant to go back and observe. That is what you will capture in your manifesto.
That's the point I'm trying to make now.
Wait, let me land. That is what you capture in your manifesto. I'm coming to change this. I know. Just the way Sudo said that he has actually achieved.
I know absolutely 90% where you're going.
This is a man that told us, if I don't give you power supply 24/7, don't vote for me for second tenure. Why are you excusing him?
Funny enough.
Does that mean he did not prepare for this?
Funny enough.
Because he would have studied the economy and know that I'm coming to meet this.
Funny enough, let me start from the last thing you said. I don't hold forth for TINUBU.
It seems like you are.
No. You are misunderstanding me. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you why our party is supporting TINUBU. That's the point I'm making. I'm not TINUBU's media advisor. I'm not TINUBU's spokesperson. Okay. That's number one. Number two, and because I'm not TINUBU's spokesperson, I shouldn't be saying, answer the last question you asked about what he said. He said, if you don't know, well, I've been opportune to see a full version of the video that you referred to. And it seems that was not what he said.
Not the context.
Not the context. That's my, but remember, I'm not his spokesperson. It is for his spokespersons to do that. But I must say this, that I've seen the full version of the video. If you take it, you see that quote was taken out of context. We are not in campaigns. Okay. This is the point that I want to make. The point is, when you said that TINUBU knew exactly what he was coming to meet, and that he shouldn't be excused for any inefficiency whatsoever. I agree with you 100%. In fact, as national chairman, I issued a statement. There was a statement credited to the First Lady, Senator Oluremi TINUBU. I think it was in 2024, where she said, the First Lady said, and I quote, that my husband is not a magician. That was what she said. That the husband is trying his best to solve the problems of Nigeria, but the problems are so endemic and enormous that Nigerians should not expect an overnight solution to all the problems. In my statement and in various interviews, I said, Madam, I'm sorry. Yes, your husband has done well, but Nigerians need him to be a magician.
That's what the job
asks for. Because not just the job, he, like my governor said, saw the problems, you applied. Ordinarily, the simplest thing would have been, the damage has been done. I cannot rectify this.
Somebody else come and do.
Walk away. And that's why I commend him. I commend him because he didn't shy away from that responsibility. He saw the job, applied for it, fought his way through, maneuvered through their primaries processes, got the nomination, and against all odds, got elected as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is a magician. Because anybody that followed the APC primaries and saw how he emerged will know that he's a magician. So we expect him to perform magic and solve our problems. I'm one of those that have that high expectation of him. Has he failed my expectations? No. Yes. Has he fulfilled my expectations to an excellent extent? No. But I'll score him at least a 7 to 7.5.
That's an A.
Yes, it's an A. It is an A. It is an A. Absolutely.
Now.
Absolutely.
Okay. You're my guest.
I can't. You see this argument, I can take it up. There are many people. Let me tell you. You see, we pay unusual attention to the president. Do you know why Anambra State is a model? Most people in Anambra don't even remember that TINUBU is their president. You know why?
No.
We have a governor who is performing very well here. Part of the reason, because the president has been able to fix our financial system, fix our revenue generation system and everything, more money comes to states.
A level playing ground.
Yes. Most states, governors, I'm sorry to say this, are not doing well. And Nigerians have left their governors and everybody is focusing on the president. Are you aware? So much of the problem that we have at the nation today, TINUBU is on the course of solving it. Let me even just take a detour a little bit. And maybe, I don't know whether we are winding up, but I must say this. The greatest challenge we've had as a nation is that we are supposedly run a federal structure that is more a unitary government in character. In a federation, you devolve powers among the federal or the center, the federal government, and the federating units.
That system.
Absolutely. Today, you see, TINUBU is, I'm not mincing words. Look at the restructuring of the local government system. Under this government actually took state governments to court. In 2024, got a judgment to ensure that local government financial autonomy is entrenched, and it succeeded. Today, we have grassroots structure across the 774 local governments in the country. TINUBU. This government took out power from the exclusive legislative list and put it in the concurrent legislative list in such a way that even state and private individuals can generate power.
I want to make healthy living a culture in our society. Teta n'ụtụtụ mee exercise gị sweat, that sweat is very important. Ịba na garden gị bele akwụkwọ nri sie nri, very natural food. Or if your body need it, just nri ọbụla dị etu Chukwu si kee.
So the job of the government is to create the enabling environment for states to thrive. Today, in a bid to address the insecurity in the country, the president has supported, I am the first national chairman, you can Google it, that called for the restructuring of the security architecture in the country. There should be state police. If you go to the United States, you see, of course, you watch movies, you see LAPD, you see NYPD. That's how we should be. We should have an Anambra State Police Division. Not as one, so police is under the concurrent, or even it should be directly under the concurrent list. There should be no reason why I need the IG of police to secure Anambra. The president has voiced his support for that.
He has?
Yes.
Recently?
Recently. It is Nigerians that are fighting it and saying, oh, if you give the police to the state governors, they are going to use it, Bauda-dash. We are talking about securing Nigeria. This president, in the new Electoral Act, has strengthened political parties in such a way that gives more power to Nigerians. Let me tell you, I can regale you. I studied this government. I've studied previous governments. And I can tell you, the only government close to what we have today was the government of President Olusegun Obasanjo. The only thing the Obasanjo government didn't do well was elections.
You mean that of the civilian rule?
Yes, the civilian rule I meant.
Okay.
Elections. There was so much interference from that administration during the conduct of elections. And I pray that there won't be such for this administration.
To all my brothers in America, Europe, Asia, Africa, and across the globe, chetakwa na akuro uno, amala onye kpatala ya. Think home, think Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. Okwa na ife ifele na inwela na be nna yi. Secure a land and secure your future with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. Dalo.